Hey Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading for April 1st through the 7th. This is going to be a general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising, focusing on money, work life, family life, spirituality, all that good important stuff. I do my love readings separate on this channel, and I will have a link in the description of this video that will take you to the playlist with the love videos for April. So you can check out the love videos after this one if you would like. After we look at these cards for the week, I'm going to pull a money manifesting affirmation card for you guys as well. I've been getting a lot of requests for more money focused readings. So we're going to do a money affirmation at the end as well. Okay, my dears. Let's see what is going on for Gemini. Here's your Monday, Tuesday, my dears. If I could shuffle without shaky hands. All right. There's your Wednesday, Thursday. And your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's see what's going on, Gemini. Ooh, your Monday, Tuesday is Hierophant. Okay, so this is a card that has to do with like principles, ethics, commitments. For some of you, this is coming into a time of making a commitment to yourself, taking something seriously and making it happen. But there's also a lot of soul searching that comes in with this. Maybe some of you Geminis are really starting to feel that Uranus and Taurus energy, where you're really thinking about stability. But Hierophant is really about also doing the right thing. Doing the right thing. Some of you are wanting to live your truth, whatever that might be. So maybe you felt like the work that you're doing isn't honoring who you are or what you feel you've been sent here to do, or maybe some of you have been feeling like you are not behaving in a way that really honors your higher self. And I'm not trying to say that you guys are like all behaving in a terrible way. I just mean you might feel like your choices, your decisions, the people that you're hanging out with, what you're doing for work, whatever it might be, you might feel like you don't like the vibration of it, like you're wanting a higher vibration. Some of you are like, you know, I know here in the US, Easter is coming. Maybe some of you that have like a Christian background, maybe you're thinking about religion, maybe you're thinking about like the religion you grew up in, or in general, even if you don't have a Christian background, maybe things are happening in the beginning of the week where you're thinking about your childhood religion, or you're wanting to be made clean in some way, or you're wanting to repent in some way, or you're hungry for some wholesomeness, or you're just hungry for figuring out what you believe. Okay, so some of you are having a little bit of like this draw or this pull to spirituality, to the subject or the concept of God. Like some of you are thinking about that stuff. I don't know why, because Hierophant to me is not typically a family card, but I do feel like some of you Geminis are having this really strong pull towards family. You're wanting to be closer with family. Some of you are wanting to heal some kind of a rift with a sibling or siblings. Some of you don't have family and you're wanting to create a sense of family within a community or within a group of friends. But there just seems to be this desire of like connection. And I think for some of you, it's like you're wanting to have love. You're very hungry for love, but not in a romantic way, not in a sexual way. You're wanting just a feeling, a sense of belonging. You're wanting to just like be able to sit down with people and have a good meal and laugh and have some good company, have some good association. Like, you know, not because somebody is wanting to, you know, dip into your pockets or get into your pants. But, you know, just people that appreciate you for you, and you know, people that you're appreciating them for them. And it's not like a financial or romantic or a sexual thing. Some of you may be checking out churches or volunteer organizations or places in which you're hoping that you might make these kinds of wholesome connections, okay? Some of you are making some kind of a commitment or a promise to somebody in your romantic life, although I'm not focusing too much on love in these readings. It could be where you're making some kind of promise that's going to require you to do some kind of planning. Like maybe you're married, or you have a significant other, and the person's like really like, I want to get married, or I want to have kids, and like, you told me we would, and when is it going to happen? And so maybe some of you are being kind of pushed in the corner to give some kind of a date where it's like, okay, we'll get engaged in 6 months, or like in a year, or we'll get married in 2 years, or we'll have a child, we'll start trying to have a baby this time next year, or whatever it might be. Some of you are kind of being forced to give like a date or a timeline, and that's also going to require now for you to make some commitments and making that happen, whatever it is. Like, if you're trying to get pregnant, are you doing things for fertility and for health? Make sure your health is in a good place, making sure that finances are going to be in order, that the money's going to be coming, and so you can take care of this child or pay for this wedding or whatever it might be. So some of you are having to make a big promise in that way. Okay, some of you are having to make a big promise in that way. Your Wednesday, Thursday is Fortune's Wheel. So this is a major arcana card, as is the Hierophant. So this is a big week for you, Gemini. This is a big week of decisions. And this is a big week of moving forward on those decisions. So when we have the wheel, it's telling us things are going to be moving, and moving rather quickly. Okay, moving rather quickly. For some of you, though, that 10 just jumped out at me. So some of you are moving away from something. Some of you are like hightailing it out of a situation and onto something bigger, and onto something better, and onto something more. And I don't know why also that map kind of like, not map, but that kind of jumped out at me, and it made me think of a compass or like a map, like the old-timey maps for some reason. So maybe some of you are like searching for direction in some way, or you're wanting a new direction. You're wanting to go in a new direction. Some of you may be considering relocating. Some of you just need to get a fresh start, and you're feeling like you want to get away from the people that you've been around, right? So some of you are wanting to start a new chapter in your life, but it feels to me like you're wanting to leave behind your old life. You're wanting to get away. You're wanting to get away and have a fresh start, and maybe like start really focusing on what your roots are going to be like, and where you're going to be planting your roots. Okay, but again, this is something moving forward, and I think for some of you, something is being clear what it's time to walk away from, or what it's time to leave behind. It may even feel a little bit painful, but you're having to do it to honor your commitment that's coming in the beginning of the week. And I don't want you to freak out when I said it may feel painful. Maybe painful is not a right word. Maybe bittersweet. Some of you may be like leaving a job where you've been there for a long time, or getting ready to leave a job where you've been there for a very long time, because maybe you felt like they've disrespected you and they haven't given you what you deserve by now. And you're like, I gotta respect myself, and I gotta start looking for a place that's gonna honor me. Maybe this job has been comfortable, but I've got to, honor my commitments. I got to find something that's going to pay more, or whatever it might be. So some of you are having to move forward in that way and leave something behind, and go in a new direction. Okay. So I just feel like some kind of phase is ending, and it's time for the next thing. And it could be bittersweet for some of you. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is Ace of Fire. So this could be a new passion project, something new being offered to you. Again, I'm not focusing on relationships, but for some of you, it could be like a new person that's coming in and sparking your interest. But for the majority of you, this is going to be something more along the lines of a new opportunity, and you're going to have to jump on it while it's available, because the thing with the wands is it's a very fast moving energy. So anytime we have a wand card come up, it's not going to be around forever. Like, you snooze, you lose with the wand cards. And the message with the Ace of Fire is that this opportunity, it can be successful or it could just be uneventful. It all comes down to how much energy you put into it. What you put into this, you're going to get back. You're going to receive back. And I do feel that for a lot of you, this is something having to do with a new sense of home. Okay, it could be a job offer that's coming in that's going to be bringing in stability. It could be a chance to move for some of you, but you're going to have to do it quickly. Okay, there might not be a better or bigger offer for a while. So it could maybe be for some of you, it's like, this is here now, go ahead and take it, and don't overanalyze too much for some of you in the end of the week. Okay, let's see what the money manifestation or money card is for you guys for manifesting more money. So this is cool. The deck we just worked with has a whole book, of affirmations. It like will explain the card and then give you an affirmation for the card. This card has the affirmations on the back, as you can see. But we're going to see what your message here is, Gemini, about how you can manifest some more money in the week ahead. What your affirmation will be. Okay. So it's communication. Gemini, that shouldn't be too hard for you guys. You guys are an air sign, and you are a sign of communication. You all can be very chatty. You all are generally pretty good with words, you know. You're good with small talk for sure. But communication could also have to do with being clear. You know, being very clear. So again, the opportunities that are going to come in are going to have to do with you communicating, maybe even negotiating in some ways or in some levels. And for many of you, this is going to be a new thing because you had that wheel come up. So some of you are leaving behind an old cycle or an old pattern or an old way of doing things, and you're coming into a new energy. So as you're coming into the new energy, as you're coming into a new agreement, this is going to be the time to communicate your expectations clearly, communicate your intentions clearly, communicate you know, what you want to do. Some of you are going to be able to establish a very productive network, right? You can maybe communicate with friends and family or colleagues or, you know, people that you've worked with in the past who maybe have gone on to work different places, and have communication with them and see what can come up about opportunities that you're being connected with through them, and touching base with them. The affirmation that you're being provided with is, I effectively communicate and clarify my needs in order to achieve my goals. Okay, so I'm going to say how this maybe is going to apply for a lot of you, especially for those of you Geminis who feel kind of hurt in a work situation or even in a family situation. Maybe you feel like you've done a lot for people for a really long time, and they haven't really stepped up, and they haven't really like given you the recognition that you wanted, especially if it's a work situation. Maybe you've been in a certain position for a really long time, and they haven't like given you a raise, or they haven't promoted you, or they haven't done more, and you feel super hurt because you feel very looked over. Meanwhile, maybe this place kind of saw you as, well, you seem to be very content where you are. They're very happy with the work that you're doing, and they're not thinking about, okay, let's move Gemini up and pay Gemini more money. They're just like, okay, Gemini's doing great here. We're going to keep Gemini here. They're not saying anything. They're not complaining. They seem to be okay with it. Meanwhile, you might have other coworkers who are getting promotions and raises and being moved on to different departments, and you're like years later like, hello, I'm here, are you guys ever going to notice me? I mean, at that point, it's like it's already been established. In their mind, it's already been established. Oh, but Gemini, you like that. Oh, but Gemini, that's your thing. Or, oh, Gemini, you know, they don't see, they can't compute or put two and two together in their mind to see that maybe you do have this ambition or you do have this desire. So then maybe moving forward, so that you don't come into these unintentional non-verbal contracts with people or work situations, be very clear, be very clear every step along the way of what you're feeling, what you would like, what you're hoping for, right? For all you know, the other people that you feel like you got passed up as other people moved on, chances are they were going in and they were saying, hey, I really want to do something else, or hey, I really want to get promoted, or hey, I really do want to learn about a different department. They maybe were very persistent about it. So, don't hesitate to communicate and be very clear with others about what you need, what you want. Obviously, you're going to do it in a respectful way. You're not going to go in kicking down doors and demanding things. That's not going to get you very far. That'll get security called on you. But so just definitely this is going to be a really great affirmation. So you can write it down, you can take a screenshot of it, and maybe every single morning when you wake up, go ahead and say to yourself out loud, I effectively communicate and clarify my needs in order to achieve my goals. And then maybe the last thing at night before you go to bed, take a moment and say this to yourself out loud. This is going to help rewire your brain and rewire your thinking. You can say it as many times as you want during the day when you need a little bit of a pick-me-up, or if you feel like you're dragging, just maybe say it to yourself to encourage yourself. There's no limit of how many times you can say it. You can say it limitless amounts of times. But do this for 7 days and watch and see the changes and the shifts that occur. Affirmations can be very, very habit forming in that way, but it's a good habit. It's a good habit to have. Be sure to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos as well. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others, depending on what's in your planetary chart and the different energies that are affecting you. So that might also give you just a few little extra tidbits, extra details. You may need a private reading. More than happy to do that for you. There's a Calendly link in the description that will take you to my online calendar so that you can schedule with me. And guys, don't forget to check out the daily angel messages. I've been really enjoying going on live in the morning and getting to chat with a lot of my regulars and see your lovely faces and comments. And it's been a nice way to start the day. So that really is a great thing to check out as well. Please, guys, don't forget to hit like, share, comment. That really helps me get the videos out there to more people. It helps get the positivity out there to more people. And I thank you so much for subscribing, for being here, for watching the videos, for letting me be part of your journey, and for you being a part of my journey. I do appreciate every single one of you, and I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.